how to improve or make your CV or resume look a lot better. You know, I was asked this by a medical student. It actually quite surprised me that you can go all the way through medical school and no one actually sits down with you and tells, hey, this is the way you look, make your CV look really good. You know, this is particularly relevant when you're trying to get into competitive specialties. You have to go for interviews. Now, all medical students are clever at work hard, and we all know that, you know, getting top of the class will make yourself look good, but actually not as good as you might think, because it's been shown that performance and specialty training, especially orthopedics, is not entirely related to position at medical school. Actually, they look at other things. Now, this seems to be sort of hidden knowledge, you know, because I'm amazed how medical students don't seem to know this, how to make your CV look good. What sort of things can you do? Well, I can talk about surgery. God alone knows what internists or physicians actually place value on, but I can tell you what surgeons do. So, sort of things to look for. Well, things in development of yourself. You know, maybe you've done some voluntary work. Hey, did I hear about a disaster in Haiti? Of course you did. Why didn't you volunteer for that? That looked really great on your CV. Go over and do it sincerely. So voluntary work looks very good thing to do. Military, yeah, involvement in the military, yeah, surprising. Surgeons like all this sort of macho image. So involving the military, throwing yourself out of planes and everything, and skydiving and everything, it looks pretty good actually on your CV. Surgeons don't like introspective things, you know, going to the opera and all that sort of thing. They like that, to hear that sort of thing. So that's pretty much on yourself, your personal development. Okay, things you're going to do. Write papers. For God's sake, start writing papers. Develop a habit of writing papers. Your rotations that you do. Hey, look around. Is there some paper I can write? Some clinical paper. Or ask someone, oh, who's a guy in this department who writes papers? Go and talk to him and or her, and you should find, yeah, you want some help with the paper? Yeah, of course I do. You can write up this, some interesting cases. Write papers. Get into this habit really early. I'm really surprised in graduate medical degrees, people have done a science degree and they actually haven't published any papers. That's a way to distinguish yourself. Get some papers published, because when you come for the interviews, hey, who's all the clever ones? Well, they're the ones sitting in front of you. Not many people have written papers. It really surprises me. Now, the other thing is writing chapters for book. Now, it might be a too early a stage to write your own book. You know, it takes a lot of guts, or you may not feel confident about it, but you can write chapters for book. Again, when you're doing a rotation, hey, ask around, oh, who's the guy in this department who writes all the books? And they say, oh, him over there, he wastes his time writing books. No, I'm just kidding. He's the one over there who writes the books. So you go over and speak to that person, say, hey, do you want a hand with a chapter for a book? You say, of course I will. They always want a hand with a chapter. You get your name on a chapter for a book. Easy to do. Looks really good, especially on your CV when you're going for a competitive specialty. Hey, I wrote a chapter in this book and such and such. Really? That's pretty impressive. The other thing, of course, along with papers, doing presentations at national meetings or even international meetings in the area of interest. So, but, well, it doesn't have to be your area of interest. You've got to start somewhere. So try to give papers at meetings, get noticed. So I hope those sort of things you can do to improve your CV. In summary, getting involved in voluntary work, writing it up, getting involved in the military, that impresses surgeons. Getting involved in charity work, yes, that's good. Writing papers, writing chapters for books, and presenting papers. Well, of course, those last three may be related to some research you're doing, but you know, if you can do some research, get a higher research degree, well, that's great. But you know, I'm looking at things you can do as you're going your way through your medical degree. So I hope you get a great looking CV and get into the competitive specialty that you really want to get into.